Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, when it comes to this meditation practice, our main purpose is developing the wisdom and the awareness. So, when it comes to wisdom, so mainly in conventionally, we have to develop a mind to maintain that undisturbed lifestyle as a human being. So that is one of the greatest thing that if you able to develop, that doesn't mean the environment should be comfortable for us, because that is where mainly we become more comfortable when other people so nice to us, when other people become so good, even the weather and environment become so good, so place become more comfortable, then we feel so good, we feel bliss. But if you change the other side, how about you develop a mind? You develop a mind, and that's why in tranquility meditation, when we explain it, we say undisturbed mind. So then you don't depend on the condition of this outside situations or the people or the environment. So that developing that undisturbed mind will take you to a place to develop a character as lifestyle to undisturbed, even not only the human, to everything around us. So in day-to-day life, why we cannot just let things to be, just let things to let settle down itself? Because we have nature interfering. So when it comes to the vipassana, that is the main that discipline that you gain through practice of this vipassana. You're not going to interfere with, especially with your thoughts, with your mind. So be a person yourself not to interfere to your perception. That is what called clear comprehension. So this interference itself take you to misunderstanding, misleading, misguiding. So it is a mental behavior. That mental behavior become a physical behavior, and then it become a social behavior. And then it become a culture sometimes. Culture, it become a tradition, and then it go to generations. But be aware yourself not to interfere. That's why that seeing, there are two ways to see. One seeing is just it happened. It happened, and at the same time, with the interference of your thoughts, you can see. But when it comes to vipassana, that seeing is completely different, that conventional level of seeing. So when it comes to the vipassana level of seeing, clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, or direct perception, in that very moment, seeing means without disturbing to anything. So when it comes to deeper, if you able to see form, feeling, sensation, formations, recognition without interference of your thoughts, If you see how this is happening, that is the greatest way of seeing. Conventionally, we see things, but that is more, we project something from inside to outside. But recognition is inside what is happening. Form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition. If you are able to see that, that is the highest seeing. So that seeing, if you are able to recognize that, if you are able to develop that seeing, so whatever these outside situations come to us naturally, very easily you can see. So when it comes to vipassana level, that is what you have to develop. So then as an attitude, remember to develop a mindset not to interfere. Even when there is a pain arise, what we do suddenly, we just suddenly touch it or change the posture. Or even just like, here we don't experience that much, but somehow that if there is a mosquito come, what we do suddenly, because the mosquito, it is helpless. It doesn't know anything. It doesn't know you practice meditation, or it doesn't know, regarding whatever the things. But what we does, and we tatas, is suddenly go. Is we cannot, because we cannot see, we cannot observe even that sound. So it is a mental quality if you are able to develop little by little, little by little. So in the vipassana level, remember, physically learned. That's why even the feeling, as example, when it comes to 4 foundations, the satipatthana, and there are 4 meditation technique, contemplating the body, so the bodily posture. So then when you learn to observe the body, then if you feel suddenly uncomfortable, you don't change that suddenly. You see it. So that seeing will help you to recognize the form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition. And then the next one is contemplating the feelings. So when it comes to that, whatever you feel, and right away you recognize it without reacting, because if you react, you cannot recognize it is going to disappear. So that is a mental ability you develop. And the contemplating the thoughts even. So to do this everything, there are somehow your thought involving. There is a part that your thoughts playing up. Somehow you don't see sometimes. But if you able, why? Because you interfere, you react very quickly. So then you lose the ability to see. So that's why it's a slow down the action. And that will help you to see things. When you do this way, what will happen? So the very first quality you develop, not to interfere. So then it take you to see. When you able to see, the next quality, what is happening, when you develop this vipassana or sati sampajanya, and then your mind able to open. That is where the openness arises. That is where the openness comes. Otherwise, even conventionally, we like to have the open mind. We always say that, appreciate it. But still, we caught up with our own views. Even when you come to practice meditation sometimes, and just, it is not just that my personal, teaching, observe the inhalation, exhalation. No, it recorded in the Satipatthana, in the Anapanasati Sutta. Ujunkayang panidaya parimukang sating upatta petva so sato vasasati so sato pasasati digang vasasanto digang asasami ti pajanati. It recorded. You know, you just observe inhalation, exhalation in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and then recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. When if it is long, it is short, you just recognize. But when you hear it, when you're going to do, and sometimes you heard it, you don't do it. You do something else. And sometimes people ask, so Venerable Sir, when I practice meditation, this is what happened in the soul. Then I ask what you do. And then say something else. So I asked, I didn't tell you to do that thing. Why it happened then? Because if you cannot do what I say, why are you listening to me? No point. So it is better you go and watch something else. So that openness is take you to wisdom. But still why it is very difficult for us? Because our own thoughts interfering with us and holding with us and not allowing your mind to be open. So then slowly observe yourself when you practice meditation especially. Remember this samatha and vipassana, it is nothing to do with that whatever the magical things. It is completely, deeply that the change of your inner behavior. It make you matured to experience the reality. If you don't want to see the reality, forget about it. Then you can, you know, you can do something else. But this make you matured to experience the reality. So then when you want to experience the reality, you have to stop doing part. So that is how it go higher, go higher, go higher. Otherwise, if you develop the doing part, how you going to balance and the two different nature? You developing the doing part. Doing means that mean involving into your thoughts, and then you want to experience the reality also. It is two different things. It doesn't work like that. So that's why you have to understand how this work. So in the beginning, get out of the interference. So then you have to practice it. That is the meditation means. You practice not to interfere with your own mind. Once you decide to observe the inhalation or exhalation or pain or the bodily posture or whatever, you stay with it. And then that will help you to see it. And not only that, it will help you to open the mind. When you open and open and open, you become the next quality, become more flexible. So remember the steps. Interference, once you stop the interference, you're able to see and it is develop the ability to see. So once you develop the ability to see, it make you open, open, more open. And when you become more open and you develop your flexibility, that is one of the best quality that you gain through the vipassana. You become kind of like a water and you become a person, adapt to situations, whatever the situations. Because mostly we like machines, robot. We go with we have to have a setup necessary way. Even when you wake up early in the morning, look tomorrow. When you wake up early in the morning, and naturally your mind set up for things. And when you get out of the bed, and you know how the height, how it is from your bed to the floor. If it is 1 inch different, your whole day going to be mess. And you go from your bedroom to your bathroom, and you know exactly where the toothpaste, your toothbrush, and your razor, or so your makeup, that's everything, you know where it is. If you see that maybe 1 inch your toothpaste or the toothbrush is different in a different place, maybe your whole day going to be a mess. Because that much we program, you know, that much it program. And maybe you go and open the shower and no hot water, or maybe only cold the whole day. It's going to be different. So it's like that. That much we program. But when it comes to the vipassana, when you have the clear comprehension, the one of the best quality, that is the master mind in the world, even in this conventional world. The mastermind means that you have a mind to adapt to any situation. Develop that. Teach your children rather than make program them. Because of these machines and technology and this everything, we now more learn to push buttons. If the button doesn't work, or if the buttons bring something else, then we cannot handle that. No, when it comes to the reality in life, always power of this human mind. So you can adapt to any situations. So develop that. You have to learn it, and you have to know that. So that is what you gain through the sati sampajanya, or the clear comprehension. And once you able to have the mind, liquid mind, to adapt to any situations, your self start to weaker. Self-centered view become weaker. And the self-centered view and become slowly transformed to wisdom. So when the self-centered view becomes stronger, you become kind of like a robot. And then from robot, even the robot can, program and move. But when the self-centered view becomes stronger, you will see, you can see many characters. You become like a statue. You are kind of like a completely, that there's no human being, but still you are kind of like everybody can see that you are there. But no any progress or productive activities. So then when it comes to the clear comprehension, you become more flexible, and your views become more liquid. And that is where you find the freedom. So be a person. Remember, life is like a package. Life is like a package. It's not going to happen the way exactly sometimes things the way we want. Be a person, be ready to any situation. So when you develop the vipassana, that is what happened. You become a person to adapt to any situation. And that will develop the mental qualities to be undisturbed again and again and again and again. And then not only that you're not going to interfere with others. It doesn't matter they do good or bad to you. But yourself, it's not because you don't take it as a disturb. So that is where you experience the power of this human mind, and also the beauty of this human world. So the sati sampajanya take you to that level. So it start with practicing not to interfere to your thoughts. So then it will take you to develop the clarity, and then it will take you to more open your mind. And when you don't interfere, you're able to see it. That seeing will open your mind, and that open mind make you more flexible. That if you become kind of like that person in conventional life, you become more successful person. Even in the meditation, in practice of the vipassana, and it will help you to go deeper with your mental practice. It's a both way, conventionally and spiritually, both way you can gain the good qualities, and you can balance the life in both ways. So, and other thing is, and sometimes that our mental behavior, we keep more secure that behavior with us, and we become more comfortable with that. But when you come to develop the flexible mind, that mental behavior naturally start to go away. Otherwise, you hold it to it. So we can say, don't do this, don't do that. So like that, even the books say, don't do this, but it's not going to work. It's always going to be with us. But when you develop this path, and what happening naturally, you start to clean it yourself. Otherwise, wherever you go, it go with you. It everywhere it's go with you. So then, when it come to that, not to interfere with that, and that quality will lead you to become more successful person. So in that success, finally, what you gain? You gain your own freedom. So that is why, again and again, you have to remember, learn not to interfere with your own observation, and put more effort and put more strength to handle that. Be disciplined with it. Be hard on you not to interfere. At least 5 minutes, 10 minutes it start. Then you will see it going to become a good practice. Even whatever, outside, whatever you see. If you see a beautiful flower, if you see a bird, if you see a tree, don't interfere. Remember that. What maybe you see it going to be wrong or something like that's your mind mostly. That is your mind. But if you able to see in the beginning, if you not interfere, then you able to see what it is. But mostly what we think sometimes, whatever you see, suddenly you want to interfere with it because it is your thoughts. So if you hold it little bit, and then you will see, and there is a different things. It's kind of like a different kind of code that you able to see, read through this entire world and the universe. So that is the beauty of this vipassana practice. That is the beauty of this sati sampajanya, or clear comprehension. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, this is happen. So I'm going to tell you a story. There was a group of monks. There were a group of monks, and they 500 monks, and they heard there is a very good teacher in the middle of the forest. So this all the monks went to practice meditation to that teacher. And then there was a one monk. He used to have a pet, like a cat or dog or something like that. But when he went to the forest, he couldn't find that, any pet. So he felt kind of like a little bit lonely. One day what happened, he found a small, very poison, baby snake. And then he took it to hand, and he that nature, he start to touch it and say, and start to keep it in, that enjoying it. So then all other monks told, don't do this. But he told this, this little baby not to harming to anyone. So then other monks told, this baby not going to be baby every day. This baby going to become big. Why you cannot see it? But that is the way of we think. So then what happened? He make a bamboo cage and then put that little snake there. So then all the monks used to call that snake bamboo baby, and the monk they call the monk bamboo father. So the baby is the snake, and the bamboo father is now this monk, and they practice meditation. And then the high priest heard about this and told, and then one day evening he asked, is that true that you adopting a snake? This monk told, oh yeah, yeah, he's not harming, and he's very friendly with me, go here and there and stay in my robe. And the high priest told, don't do this. Just throw it away. Let it go. Don't keep it. Yeah, but the monk wanted to keep it. So then the high priest told, then if you keep it, remember, that is your death. So the monk, what he did, he didn't care about it. So he used to keep it. And then one day they went to the village. And then what happened in that village, few days they had to spend. They went to collect food. So then after 3 days, they came back. So this little snake was so hungry. And when any animal, when they become hungry, what is happening? They become angry. Even the human, the same. So this monk came, and then he put the hand inside the cage. And then the snake bite, and in that one bite, the monk died. So this is the same thing happening. It every day happening to us also, but we don't see. This invisible snake biting to us, and every day in our heart, how many times we die because of our desires, because of the things that we hold, thinking this is like, this is going to bring me the joy, happy, satisfaction. And that what we used to believe, but every day, breath by breath, more than living, most of the people in this world, every day and night, they dying. They dying mentally. The physical death we always have, but here, mentally, we are suffering and dying because we don't want to let go things. Why? Because we have the nature to interfere with the things. So then be careful yourself. And when you interfere something, remember, the world is always moving. Always moving. That's why you see whatever, day by day, again and again and again, it's in circular motion, come back, come back, come back. So then yourself, the actions, the emotions, the desires, the same. That if you don't release, if you don't stay away from things, if you interfere with things, and we don't know what going to come back in the next round. So then when it comes to Sati Sampajanya, you develop deeply strong mental ability and discipline not to interfere. Just let things to be. Don't interfere. So I hope this will help for your entire life, and otherwise, and this is going to be a good lesson for you today. Otherwise, in the journey of this sansara, you will understand this lesson. So I hope this will help for you. And with this good practice, I bless upon everyone. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavat. Ettavata cammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.